the recognition process. Okay, I told with Mr. Alanzan that I was speaking English now. I will, and if you have any questions, you can ask. And if you need a translation, you can ask during the session. So so there will not be so many questions at the end, maybe. So you can ask. So I don't know exactly what professions you have, if you are all nurses or if you are all in healthcare or in different places. I will talk about the recognition of the healthcare qualifications in Germany. It's similar, all kind of profession equivalence proofs are similar in Germany, but they all have their specialties. And so I want to tell now about healthcare professions and take really especially of the difference between adaptation courses and knowledge exams. And so I will give you an overview of the process, and it starts about application for a recognition, about the paperwork, about the qualification you have to do, and how it comes at the end that you will have a working permission or license, for example, here in nursing. So how does it work? What do you have to do? And where will it happen? So I want to start about the requirements. If you want to start the process, so if you want to work in Germany in the field of a healthcare profession, the first thing is you have a completed degree or training in your profession in your country. So if you are, for example, now in Egypt, so you have the permission to work as a nurse, for example, that you have the license to work in your country by your laws of your country. And then you have to make a lot of paperwork, and this paperwork that's a little bit a pity in Germany. We have 16 different federal states in Germany, and every state has its own authority, and they have different documents they want, or they want the documents in different forms. Yeah, but you need someone to guide you through, but it's not impossible. So many people make it. So that's the first requirements. You need a completed job, the profession in your country. And the other thing is you need your documents. So if you have done all your paperwork, yeah, you will get an assessment notice. If maybe you have heard about the word Defizitbescheid. Also Defizitbescheid is the word that is used very often. It's not the official word for it. It is a Bescheid, yeah? It means assessment notice, and it shows it's the verification of the equivalence of your profession to the German profession. This equivalence does not mean that it is higher rated or less rated. It just says it's different. And this is most when you are from countries that are outside from the European Union. Most times in these healthcare professions, the decision says, the assessment knows that these jobs are not comparable, because there are different subjects during the studies that you have in your country and in the German country. And so this equivalence that you will get, this assessment notice, it says, it identifies the differences between your studies from your country and from the German country. And it says if your professional experience you have from your country reduces these differences, this is possible. So if you have a lot of different experiences in your country, it will reduce the time for this recognition process in Germany. And it always also says, this notice, what measures are necessary for your recognition. So it says exactly, so what do you have to do to get the full recognition in Germany, if you do not have yet. So after you get this assessment notes, sometimes some people have a full recognition. This is possible if you have a lot of experiences. And sometimes for people who have an academic career in their country. Also, if you have this full recognition, you have to fulfill some different things. Still required for is your language certificate. This is a little bit changing in Germany at the moment. Until now, for the most healthcare jobs, it was necessary to have a B2 level. But now it's changed more and more. So you do not have the B2 certificate is not valid anymore for the recognition of a job. So you need a special language exam in technical healthcare languages. And you have to make this in Germany. It's not possible to do it abroad. But this is something that changed now at the moment. It's not everywhere in Germany. So you need a medical certificate. So a doctor in Germany has to say that you are fit enough for this work, and you need a criminal record or police clearance certificate. So if you are still abroad, you need this from your country. Later, if you are in Germany, you need it from Germany also. Good. This is all documents that you need for your equivalence if you have it at once or not. Good. So now we come to the more complicated things. So if you have only a partial recognition, they say, okay, your profession or your studies are not equivalent to the German, you will get this assessment notice that we call Defizitbescheid. And there you have two ways to come to your recognition in Germany. And the one thing is you have to make a knowledge test, or the other thing is an adaptation course. I want to tell you about the differences. First of all, the knowledge test. The knowledge test is a theoretical and practical exam. So it's an oral and practical. This practical exam is different, because the assessment notice says, okay, in this part, you have to make a practical exam because you have no experience in your country. Then there are no specific rules for the preparation. So it does not matter how you prepare for it. There's no rule by law how you prepare. Only the exam is important. For the government, only at the end there is the exam. The results of the exams matter, and this exam has to be done by a vocational school or approved training providers. So not everybody can make this test. The practical exam usually is at the place where you will work. And nowadays there is a possibility to make it in a skills lab also, the practical exam. So this is short form about, Then I would come to the adaptation course. The adaptation course is not only the exam, it's a whole course, and it must take place at vocational schools or approved training providers. It has a theoretical part, so hours and subjects that presented the difference between the training programs, so your training programs in your country and the German. You have to make the subjects at school, again in Germany, and even a practice part, the necessary deficit compensation. So if you, how would I say, usually in other countries, you don't have old people homes and things like that. What is a very big thing in Germany during the studies. So all students have to take spend a lot of time in practice in elderly care in old people homes, and this is something that most time is missing in the students' careers from abroad, and this is now declared as a deficit, and that you have make a compensation. And this is a part many people from other countries have to make their practical compensation in elderly care in Germany. But then continuing education reduces theoretical deficits. So still, if you are this lifetime learning, if you made a lot of studies after that and education, it reduces the time of your theoretical deficits. The duration, because of that, is individual. Yeah, it's all written in the assessment notice how long it will take for you, and at the end there is only oral examination interview. It's no practical. It's only oral. It's like it's not so much different to the oral test of the knowledge test. So I want to put it, it's a little bit small, yeah, but I wanted to make the both ways to compare it a little bit better. One thing is adaptation course, knowledge examination. The adaptation course targets more the integration into the German nursing environment. The knowledge examination more is the proof of theoretical and technical knowledge. It's only this act of this exam. Advantage of the adaptation course that there is a monitoring of the quality of the course by the recognition authorities, because also the whole course must be is proved and is allowed from these authorities. From the knowledge examination, the advantages are it can happen faster, yeah, because there is no rule about how long it takes. You can make it more flexible in your preparation. If you say you're faster, you learn faster, you understand faster, you can earlier go to the test. You can more self-directed preparation is possible, and opportunities to focus on weakness, because you only can look at what is the part that I really do not know. Yeah, disadvantages from the adaptation course is, most time it's a longer duration of it, and depending on the federal state, it can take up to 2 years. Does not happen so often that it's 2 years, but it is possible. It requires patience and adaptability. It has less flexibility in preparation because, of course, from the authorities, how they say, and it's possible up to 3 job changes necessary during the course, because if the authorities say you have deficits and you have to go to old people care, psychiatry, or ambulant care, or something like that, and your employer is a hospital, you have to change during this course to make these hours in the other fields. The knowledge exam, on the other side, has a disadvantage that it's really, for many people, a high pressure to have all one big exam, theoretical and practical, where proved all the knowledge. Yeah, duration, how I said, is different. The adaptation course can take several months, up to 2 years. Even allowed up to 3 years, but I did not see now that I never had one notice who said 3 years, but 2 years is possible. By the knowledge examination, in theory, it would be possible you come out from your country, get out of the plane and make the exam, because there is no preparation at all by law that you have to do. Yeah, but nobody will make this, will pass an exam without any preparation. So there are preparation courses, even for the knowledge examination, and typically it takes a few weeks to months. Usually we say 6 to 8 months is good to find a place in Germany and how to work in Germany in the system, and even to get the language skills for this test, because certainly you have to make this oral exam in German. So costs is usually not so important for you when you come, because the courses usually are paid by the employer or by the authorities in Germany. There are special courses that are paid from government or from the labor agency of labor in Germany. So there's not so much different for you. Stress level, yeah, some say that adaptation course is not so stressful, yeah, because you are continuously learning and doing your practice, and at the end you have only this oral exam, yeah. And for some people, really, a knowledge examination is really stressful to do this. Okay, so my recommendation, yeah, this is just a recommendation, because usually you have a choice when you come to Germany, yeah, what you can do. My recommendation is for the adaptation course, if you have a minor theoretical and practical deficits, if you have not so many hours to do, yeah, that it is feasible with your current employer. That means that you can make this course at your employer, so you don't have to change a lot of time the places during the courses. I would recommend to make this. And if you have very really hard, you are very have a big fear of practical exams, then maybe it's a better way to go on this adaptation course. The knowledge examination, I would recommend if you have many required hours. So if you have a course that will take maybe more than a year, then maybe you decide to make the knowledge exam to go faster through it. There is also a thing, many people waive the equivalence assessment. I don't know if you know about that. If you do not have all the papers, yeah, maybe, or something like, or you want to make it quicker, you can say to the government, oh, I don't want to prove all my hours. I only give you my diploma, and then automatically you get a very, very high number of hours you have to make. Good. Then I would say, okay, then it's better to make the knowledge examination. And if you have many different internship placements during this course, I would also say better is the knowledge examination for you. But at the end, you have to decide for it. Both are makeable, I would say, yeah, because you when you make your exams in your home country, they are not easier, I would say. Yeah, you made it already, and this knowledge examination is about many things you already studied in your country. Yeah, maybe for sure in another language, but you already studied in your country. So I just want to complete short. So at the end of all, it's the same if you have the full recognition after you passed your knowledge exam or your adaptation course, you get your full recognition, and still you need your language certificates and your medical certificate and your criminal record in Germany. And after you have done this, I click and nothing happens. Now you will get your professional license and certificate of equivalence. It's in Germany only one document, and this is Urkunde. It's a diploma. Here, for example, it's from south of Germany in Bavaria. And yeah, and then it's finished. And if you have this paper, you're allowed to work in whole Germany as a professional nurse. And yes, yeah, so no problems to find a job anyway in Germany with this license. Okay, thank you. That's all on my part, what I have to tell you now. So if there are any other questions, don't be shy to ask.